My brothers and sisters in Christ, human beings throughout history, since the Garden of Eden itself, have had a certain affinity for animals. Animals have been put in our care along with all the other things of creation, and yet as much as we anthropomorphize animals at times, that word means we ascribe human characteristics to animals. For example, think of a pet. We can sit there, oh, animal smiling, talking to me, we ascribe human characteristics to animals, and we lose sight of the fact that there is something very different between you and I and an animal. And that is, created in the image and likeness of God, not only is it a matter of our soul, but the capacity of reason that we have. That is a matter of choice that we possess that animals don't. And this is key for understanding good and evil. Animals are not capable of performing evil acts. There may be things that surprise us or that seem harsh in nature. As you know, I've just spent the recent time in nature in Antarctica, observing, what feeds upon what other animals, what animals are safe to the other. You can look at all the cute penguins, but then remember there's always something that's trying to kill the penguins or the whales or whatever it may be. In fact, I even remember a time when I was young, the family cat that we had was an outdoor cat that's like cats are prone to do, and outdoors and in nature, they hunt. And our next door neighbor, for their young girls, hung a bird feeder on the fence line. And this will come as no surprise that it attracted many birds on a fence that an outdoor cat liked to sit and relax on. Well, it should come as no surprise that, much to the horror of the little girls next door, one day they learned that the cat had eaten the birds. This was very traumatizing, a lesson of nature to them. And it was easy. I remember that the thing was the evil cat next door. Was the cat evil, or was the cat doing a natural act? You may be wondering, why am I talking about animals and human choices today? But our gospel speaks of the cleanliness laws, and Jesus points to the fact in making foods clean, it's not that which comes from without that defiles the body, but that which comes from within. This seems shocking. For them, everything, it was the things that make you unclean, those things from the outside that render you. And Jesus says, no, nothing from outside. It is that which comes from the human heart. This is what sets us apart from the animals. Yes, there can be harsh. An animal can kill another animal, but it's not evil. It's a matter of natural instinct and the order of things. There can be deprivations. There can be natural evils that happen in terms of death, or again, if we think of like a storm, there is no moral evil of a storm that destroys somebody's house. It's a great deprivation. It's something bad that happened, but there is no agency of the storm. No, we are unique as human beings, and that we can choose. We can apprehend what is good and evil and then make a choice. And so, it is not the things that come from without that defile us, but instead it is our own sense of grasping the moral order and then choosing the corruption. That is what defiles us. We have the choice. The animal that preys and kills on another does so not out of maliciousness, but out of instinct to feed. The human being who kills, perhaps they kill out of self-defense. Perhaps they commit murder. Both are killing, but the morality of the actions is completely different. To an animal, there is no difference, but you and I have the capacity to choose. And therefore, it is a true statement that what defiles comes from the human heart, the places where we choose to put ourselves above God's natural order, that which is inscribed in creation by the Maker. When we ourselves choose to be God, when we subvert the natural order of things to choose ourselves, this is what renders us unclean. The food that we eat is not in of itself unclean, but the food that I eat for goodness, or the food that I commit gluttony as I constantly seek excess. The food that I eat versus that which I waste. or the food that I withhold from those in need. This is what renders me clean or unclean. And so, my brothers and sisters, the moral life starts at home. God has created us in His image and likeness, and above even the animals, because we have a choice. We have a capacity for love, and love requires a choice to be made. There is no love without free will. But that also means we have the capacity to choose the wrong. And so, my brothers and sisters in Christ, especially as Lent draws near, this is an opportunity for us to look at our desires, our passions, those things that have the capacity to lift us to holiness, or the things that have the capacity to lead us to ruin. May we choose that which is clean, which is pure, which is good in the sight of God. May God bless you all.